Welcome back to Norfolk Perspective. Norfolk Botanical Garden, you got to go there. The flowers are alive, and it's a whole new season. But more importantly, it's a very important part of our history here in Norfolk. And Kelly Welsh, Marketing and Communications Director. I'm going to start with you.
Okay.
Because something tells me this will be the last chance you get to talk.
Maybe.
What do you
That's
think?
True.
Because
Yeah,
these two.
it could be.
You want to introduce these two?
Sure. This is our President and CEO, Michael Desplaines, and this is Paulette Benson, who is a volunteer and helping with our WPA Garden Heritage Celebration.
And why is it important?
It's important. This ceremony is very important. It brings awareness of the 220 African Americans who first started the garden. They planted the first azaleas, they dug the trenches, and laid the groundwork for this gift that they have given to us.
Mike, what's that mean to you? Because you're, how many months now?
Oh, God, last June.
And so you've been kind of discovering new
Everything
spaces?
is still new. Until I have a whole year, every season, every month, every week, it's the first time. And it's wonderful.
Is it fun?
It's amazing. These are the first daffodils, you know.
Roses come, no, azaleas
much
come
later.
next?
Yeah, azaleas soon.
April.
Cherry blossoms are coming. Azaleas, April, May, depending on the weather.
Cool. Now, Paulette, people are sitting here saying, she's back in town. You're back in town. You've been an institution at the garden and here in Norfolk, and it's really cool that you're part of this. But you spend a lot of your time someplace else, right?
Yes, I do, with my husband.
Here we go.
And I have to follow my husband.
I know it. No, and over the years, you've had the opportunity to kind of put your hat down in Malaysia
Yes.
because of his job, but you always seem to kind of come back to your roots here in Norfolk, and I think that speaks volumes.
Well, first of all, I come back because of people like you. I mean, it's great to have wonderful people that continue the traditions of Norfolk, and then we have new people that come in, and there's nothing like just being here where I call this is the epic center of Hampton Roads. People can have their Virginia Beach and Suffolk and whatever, but Norfolk is the real deal.
Okay, let's thank you, and let's talk about now that the celebration is coming up, because so often we do get wrapped up in the new season coming, and it's easy to kind of forget about really where it came from. So is that the interest that you have with the WPA celebration?
Well, that is one of the interests I have with the gardens, and definitely that the gardens were started by 200 women of color that dug in dirt with bugs and snakes and shovels, and they were even in dresses out there with critters. And I can't imagine being out there with all those little bugs, and they're the ones that cleared the way.
I'm sorry, you brought it. I can't picture you out there with a bunch of bugs. I'm sorry.
Well, they're the ones that have made it so nice and beautiful to start the gardens. And we have the rose garden, which is wonderful. We have the daffodils that are coming up now. We have the monument gardens. And if it wasn't for these women that worked for, what, 25 cents?
Yep, it was 25 cents an hour.
An hour.
So imagine that.
They were working very, very hard. And if it wasn't for them, then we wouldn't, for them to start, we wouldn't have this wonderful treasure that everybody gets to celebrate and everybody gets to enjoy. And that's what helps make Norfolk nice, too.
Yeah. April 11th from 11 to noon.
Yes. And it's free admission.
Well, I was going to say,
from 9 until noon. Yes, he does.
It's free to get in?
It's free to get in, right through, I think, until noon that day.
Until noon.
We'll let anyone in the gates for free. The ceremony is until 12, and then at 12 we're doing tram tours of the garden that are free as well. And then we're having a reception in Rose Garden Hall, free to the public as well. We're having barbecue. Come on in.
In Baker Hall.
Exactly.
All right.
We want to celebrate the garden and celebrate the community, because that is what a garden, a place of gathering, is about. It's about the community. So what do you do when you open the doors and welcome people in? You don't charge them to come,
right.
And you should feed them when they come over to your house.
Man, your
and
mom
that's what we're
taught you
doing.
well.
That's what we're doing. You know, and it works.
Now,
and it
when
worked
you
for
come
us.
when you come into the garden, and I got to tell you, I got called out because I came cruising up to the gate. I don't know, doing about 25, 30, and the guy at the front gate reminded me that this is a place of reconnection and calm.
Yeah.
He did it very nicely.
Good.
But when you do go through that gate and you take the time to take it in, off to the right is a very special place, right?
Yes.
With the statue. Tell me about that statue, because I know a lot went
Well,
into
the statue in the garden, what a lot of people don't know is that area to the right that we call the WPA Memorial Garden and Mirror Lake are the oldest sections of the garden. That's really where the first azaleas were planted, where
Okay.
swamps were literally cleared. These women cleared the swamps to plant these plants. A lot of that original land was then taken over by the airport when that was constructed.
Okay.
And then the rest of the garden grew the opposite way, literally and physically, like the garden went
okay.
out that way. So because you enter the garden and swing around, you go to the new visitor center, you orient yourself that way, a lot of people miss and forget about Mirror Lake and the older section of the garden. And that's also why we have the ceremony. New signage, too, is coming. We're doing new signs to talk about that section of the garden. It's a wonderful session, especially at azalea time, because
Ooh,
those are
'cause
some of
they'll
the
be at their
old-
peak.
And they're some of the oldest, right? So they're some of the largest specimens we have, so they're some of the most beautiful.
I'm going to end this interview by asking a very blatant question that I shouldn't have to ask, but I'm going to do it because our younger generation may not even know what we were talking about when we said WPA.
Correct.
And that's where we've got to make sure that we hold on to our heritage.
Absolutely.
Paulette, WPA stands for?
And you're putting me on the
You got
spot
it.
because
It's the
Help her out.
That's okay. It's the Works Progress Administration.
Which really took place back in the 30s.
Yes, through President Roosevelt's
Depression-era government program to put people to work.
And the women, out of the 220, it was women, as Paulette mentioned, that had to go back into the workforce during the recession. So, yeah, we want to celebrate them.
And we do want to let everyone know that we do have one living survivor, Miss Ferguson, and it needs to be honored. She's always honored. And we have 54 people right now whose names we have. So if anyone knows of their family member that may have worked, please let us know so we can include everyone.
Because I know her daughters, and if you don't mention her name, they'll get mad at you. So thanks a lot
You're
for
welcome.
bringing the ceremony to our attention, but also really celebrating the people and the souls that made that happen. Appreciate it. When we come back, we're going to be talking to a guy who won't give up. Stay tuned.